We're back in school mode, and I guess I didn't realize how much my morning routine would change when school started. I've shared that I get up at 4:20 every weekday. I let myself sleep in a bit on the weekends, but my body clock usually gets me up a little before 6 o'clock. But over the summer, my kids didn't have anywhere to be before 9, which meant I didn't have to wake them up until like 8:15, which also meant I had almost 4 hours to myself in the morning. It was wonderful. It was productive. It's what kept me sane. But now we are back to school and the kids need to be up before 7. So I'm losing a good hour and a half of my morning time, which is kind of hard to adjust to. But I'm taking notes to see what I can tweak and where I can save time, because this mama has some serious goals and deadlines I set for myself in the next few months. And my mornings are where I carve out the time to work on it, because the rest of my day is for my day job, my family, everything else. And when I tell people I wake up as early as I do, they think I'm crazy, and I totally get it. It's early, but I am very ambitious, and the mornings is really the only time where I have completely uninterrupted, guilt-free time for myself, where no one else is around competing for that time, because, as soon as the kids wake up, your time is no longer your time. You go into mommy mode. And I was not always a morning person. I used to get up at the same time as my kids. I love my sleep, but my mornings were utter chaos. I struggled to find time for myself, for self-care. I barely did anything for myself. And then I did research and read a lot of books on how to become a morning person, and I did the work. And now I've surpassed the 5 a.m. club. And that's what this episode is about, to teach you how to become a morning person. And to go along with this episode, I've created a fun freebie. It's called Mornings Made Simple, From Chaos to Calm, a guide for busy working moms. So grab your copy today. The link is in the show notes. Are you feeling overwhelmed trying to juggle all the many hats you wear as a working mom? Do you want more quality time with your family without distraction of work and time alone to take care of yourself and your needs? Welcome to Mom Wife Career Life. I'm Kerri, a wife, mom of 3, and a recovering perfectionist. In this podcast, I will teach you how to create balance in your life by implementing healthy habits, organizing your home and your schedule, being intentional with your time and in your relationships, and most importantly, how to start putting your needs first, because no one can pour from an empty cup. Grab that second cup of coffee, or if you're anything like me, your third. It's time to dive into today's episode of Mom Wife Career Life. Becoming a morning person can be a serious game changer, especially for working moms juggling all the busy schedules and the constant demands both at work and at home. Waking up early can give you those precious quiet moments to really set the tone for your day, to help you focus on self-care, and to knock out tasks before the rest of your house wakes up. So I'm sharing my tips on how to become a morning person. Number 1, start gradually. Don't expect to suddenly leap out of bed at 5 a.m. if you're used to waking up at 7. Start by adjusting your wake-up time by 15-minute increments every week. This gradual shift will help your body adapt without feeling completely deprived of sleep. And if you're a night owl, start going to bed a little earlier each night. Everyone in our house has to be in their bedrooms by 9 a.m. on weeknights. Kaylee's sometimes a little later with sports, which stinks because she's the one that loves her sleep the most and is the hardest to get out of bed in the morning. But it's worth the sacrifice, or at least that's what I tell myself when I'm trying to get her out of bed. But if you don't adjust your bedtime, then you won't be getting enough sleep, and sleep is very important. Number 2, establish an evening routine. Your morning success really depends on what you do the night before. So creating a calming bedtime routine that signals your body that it's time to wind down is really key. This can include reading, meditating, practicing gratitude, or even all 3. You should aim to go to bed at the same time each night and keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet to really promote better sleep. Russ and I do not agree on the temperature for our room. He likes it on the hotter side, and I'm all about being cold and snuggling up in my blanket. If your phone is a distractor, then try leaving your phone outside of your bedroom. I use mine for an alarm, and I also have the Kindle app on my phone, and I use it as my bedtime book that I read every night. It's an easy fiction book that isn't too intense, and sometimes I barely read a page before I'm falling asleep. I really just use it to shut down my mind because my brain is just completely nonstop. I have an entire episode on creating a calming nighttime routine. I'll link it in the show notes, but it's episode 11 if you want to look it up for yourself. It teaches you how to create a routine that works for you. Number 3, define your why and set your intention. Get clear on why waking up is really important to you. Maybe it's time to have exercise, time to enjoy a peaceful cup of coffee or your hot beverage of choice, or to plan your day before everyone else wakes up. Write it down as a reminder to keep you motivated, especially on those tough mornings. When you have a clear purpose for waking up, it's a lot easier to get out of bed. This podcast and coaching working moms is what gets me out of bed in the morning. I know in my heart that my purpose in this life is to help as many moms as I can across the globe, which, side note, this podcast just hit over 100 countries, actually 126, but the platform I use can't identify the other 26 countries. So I'll just count the 100 that I know of. That's over half the countries in the world where there are moms listening to this show. That is my why. That is what gets me out of bed. It's you listening to this podcast, showing up every week, not for me, but for yourself, to help you make your life a little easier, to make your life a little less stressful, to make your schedule a little less hectic, to find time in your day for self-care, to find the things that make you happy and what lights you up. I see you. You are my why, and I am so grateful for you. So thank you for showing up for me and for yourself. Thank you for being my why. And right now, getting up early also means I have time in my week to work on my time management course that I will be putting out into the world in a few weeks. I am literally pouring my heart and my soul into this course so I could reach more moms. I've learned that I just don't have enough hours in the week to do all the mom, wife, career, life things and coach one-on-one. And by creating this course, I get all of my content out there without limitations. I'm so excited about it, and every day I work on it, the more excited I am to share it with all of you. So look out for it. I'll be opening up the wait list at the end of this month. And if you get your name on there, you'll get some awesome discounts and a few freebies. I'm opening it up to my Facebook group first. So if you're not in there yet, come join us today. It's Work-Life Balance for Working Moms. Number 4, avoid the snooze button. That extra 10 minutes of sleep might seem so tempting, but it can actually leave you feeling groggier. If you're a habitual snooze hitter, consider putting your alarm clock across the room so that you have to physically get out of bed to turn it off. Once you're up, it's a lot easier to stay up. Your partner might not love it if they like to sleep in, but maybe you getting up earlier will motivate your partner to do the same. Number 5, create a morning routine that you love. I love my morning routine. I love my morning routine so much that I rarely hit that snooze button. My alarm goes off and I am out of bed because I know all the things I want to get done before my kids get up. If I don't get up, then I have to sacrifice something, which I never want to do. If it is something, it's usually the reading part, but make your morning something that you look forward to by incorporating the things that make you happy, whether it's a few minutes of journaling, stretching, or my favorite, a hot cup of uninterrupted coffee. Find the rituals that brighten your morning and make the early wake up feel worth it. And side note, if you have a passion you want to pursue, this morning time is the perfect time to squeeze in a little time block just for that. My morning routine is where I do all of my side hustle and my podcasting work. And I have a great podcast episode on how to start your days with calm instead of chaos. It's episode number 4. I'll also link that one in the show notes. So if you haven't listened to it yet, check it out. And even if you listen to it again. Number 6, get moving. Physical activity in the morning can really boost your energy levels and improve your mood. You don't have to jump into an intense workout. Start with some light stretching, yoga, or even a quick walk outside to get your blood flowing and help shake off any lingering sleepiness. I walk every morning. It helps having a dog that requires you to get out of the house, but I also walk Russ to the train on the days that he has to go into the city. I love our one-on-one time. It's a great way to connect. We chat about the things that are going on in the day, maybe a dream either of us had, or just random stuff. And then I give him a kiss goodbye, wish him a great day. And then I continue on my walk and listen to a podcast on whatever topic I need help with that day or that week. So highly recommend going for a walk. Number 7, stay consistent. Even on the weekends, try to stick to your wake up time, or at least don't sleep in too late. Sleeping in on the weekends can really throw off your body's internal clock and make it harder for you to maintain the new routine you're trying to build. So I don't set my alarm on the weekends, like I said, unless I have an early meeting with someone in another time zone, which I have an accountability partner that is in Australia, and we sometimes meet on the weekends. So we aim for 6 a.m., which is 6 p.m. her time. And most of the time, my internal clock would have me up by then, but to play it safe, I do set my alarm on those days. But once your body is used to getting up at a certain time, it becomes a habit, and I promise you, you will get used to it. You might even get to the point where I'm at, where I get upset if I sleep past 7 a.m. on weekends because I feel like I missed out on all those quiet hours in the morning. Number 8, prioritize sleep quality. It's not just about getting up early. It's about getting enough quality sleep. You should be aiming for at least 7 hours of sleep per night. and make your sleep a priority. If you're well rested, waking up early is really a lot easier. If you have babies, it can be hard, but remember, it's just a season and they will grow out of it and start sleeping longer. Or if they get up in the middle of the night, I've shared this tip before, but in case you've missed it or haven't tried it, if your kids are at the age where they can get out of their bed and come down to your room in the middle of the night, if you have room to put a sleeping bag on the floor, put one next to your bed and tell them that they can sleep there. It gets them out of your bed. It stops you from having to get out of bed and bring them back to the room where they probably won't stay anyway. And there is a much better chance of you both falling back to sleep. There was one point where I had 3 sleeping bags around my bed and each kid sleeping in one of them. But just be careful getting out of bed in the morning so you don't accidentally step on them. Number 9, and I think I say it on every episode, give yourself grace. If you're not naturally a morning person, it may take time to adjust. Be patient with yourself and allow room for flexibility. This is a journey, not a race. Some days you might end up hitting that snooze button or feel too tired to get up, and that's okay. There are some days when I might have a bad night's sleep. The kids get up in the middle of the night and then I can't fall back asleep, or whatever the case may be. I either hit that snooze button, which God love Russ not losing his mind when that happens, or when I have a really hard time and find I'm looking at the clock every half hour, I just adjust my alarm when I'm up in the middle of the night and try to get some extra sleep in the morning. Because I know in those nights, it's almost like you fall asleep right before that alarm goes off. So I try to give my body a little extra sleep. But my point is, be gentle with yourself and remember that every day is a new opportunity to start fresh. The goal is progress, not perfection. And last but not least, number 10, embrace the quiet. Early mornings offer a rare opportunity for stillness for us moms, so embrace it. Embrace the calm and use this time to focus on what truly matters. It's a time for you to center yourself, to practice mindfulness, and to just set your intentions for the day. I can't stress what a difference becoming a morning person has made on my life, on my productivity, and helping me pursue my dreams. And remember, becoming a morning person does not happen overnight. No pun intended. It takes time. It takes persistence. It takes consistency. But once it becomes a habit, you will find that you feel so much more in control of your day, that you have time and space to focus on yourself, your needs, your goals, and ultimately, you're going to find that you're just overall happier. I really want to help you on this journey. So if you haven't already joined our Facebook community, come on over and hang out with us at Work-Life Balance for Working Moms. If you don't already follow the show, take a second and hit that follow button so you never miss another episode. And if you have an extra minute, rate the show so we can help more moms like you find balance in their life too. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Wife Career Life with Kerri Pat. Before you go, if you found this podcast helpful, I would be so grateful if you would take a minute, go on over to iTunes and leave me a review. If you have other stressed out mamas in your life that you feel this podcast could help, take a screenshot of this episode, post it on your Instagram stories and tag me, and let them know that they are not alone and they can create balance in their life too. If there's a topic you'd like me to cover or you just want to connect, DM me on Instagram at mom.wife.career.life. Or come on over and hang out in our free Facebook community, Work-Life Balance for Working Moms. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Wife Career Life with Kerri Pat.